Now, a lot of people have been asking me where I've been. I mean, it's been a decade since my last video. Well, I've been spending my time playing the most frustrating game I've ever played in my life for you guys. Now, I've covered a lot of bad games on this channel before, but I don't think anybody is ready for what they're about to see today.
Who else remembers Cool Spot? You know, the wacky, zany 7-Up mascot that hasn't been used since the 90s? According to the Ad Mascot Wiki, which, yes, is a real place that I actually visit on a weekly basis, Cool Spot is the little red dot on the 7-Up logo that came to life through causes, incomprehensible to the average man. His entire existence is pain. He was used in a ton of 7-Up commercials throughout the 90s, until sometime around the turn of the millennium when he was brutally murdered by Bill Clinton right before Cool Spot was about to go on trial exposing an entire pedophile ring. Or was that Jeffrey Epstein? Who cares? Of course, during the height of his popularity, he was featured in quite a few advert games, you know, games that exist solely to sell a product.
Now, advertisement games still seep through the cracks today, but about 30 years ago, the floodgates were wide open. If you were a mega corporation, you had to have a game on the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis. Otherwise, are you even a mega corporation? Didn't think so. It got so bad that kids on Christmas were opening games like Chester Cheetah Too Cool to Fool or McKids, or the game we're here to talk about today, Cool Spot. Now this game was on everything. We're talking the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, the Master System, the Game Gear, the Game Boy, MS-DOS. I think it was even on the Wii. In fact, it was on the Wii. It's a platinum seller. Now, I don't have a physical copy of this game, so I'm playing this on the Sega Genesis emulator on my computer. But I just love plugging things into consoles anyway, so let's just plug the Wii version in, why don't we?
Finally, a game company that I can enjoy. You know, I'm not too sure what it is, but something about this title screen is really making me want to go out and purchase a liter of 7-Up brand soda. Oh, I see what you're doing. Nice try, game. I won't fall for your tricks. There are so many choices. I'm not even sure what to pick. That options menu looks pretty enticing, but I think I'm just gonna go with start game on this one. Jesus, this hint screen is a mess. Definitely not easy on the eyes. Hey, Cool Spot, my guy. You good there? Are those withdrawals getting to you? Remember kids, even ad mascots aren't safe from the effects of crack cocaine. So right off the bat, and I mean immediately off the bat, Cool Spot just starts doing whatever this is. Great. Looks like we're in for a fun game. So the point here is to collect these little dots around the level referred to as cool points. For every dot you collect, your coolness factor goes up by 1%. Once you hit 60% coolness, you can complete the level. And if you manage to achieve 80% coolness, well, you get a little bonus stage at the end too. Not that it's really worth it though. The most you'll get is a single extra life. And that's only if you complete the bonus stage 100%, which is nearly impossible to do. Don't ask me what happens if you get to 100% coolness though, because, well, I don't know. Nobody knows actually. Nobody's 100% cool. The closest person alive today we got is Michael Cera, and he only sits at a solid 96%. Sorry buddy, maybe if you drank more 7-Up, you would be a bit closer to Jesus' 98% record. Speaking of 7-Up, this game loves shoving it in your face at every chance it gets. Your main method of attacking is shooting 7-Up out of your hands, and drinking bottles of 7-Up allows you to restore your health. Too bad those marketers poorly misjudged the willpower of us gamers. We'd never fall for such poorly disguised advertising. You know, all this talking's starting to make me a bit thirsty. I'll be right back.
Those game developers think they can just get me to buy whatever products they put in their games, underestimating my willpower. As if I can't resist the beautiful, replenishing, amazing taste of a low on sale $3.99 bottle of 7-Up from my local retailer. What?
Now, in my Claymates review, I called the game an inch-along game or something like that, due to the fact that you have to inch along to avoid getting hit. Well, if that game was an inch-along game, then this game is a centimeter-long game. Like, goddamn, I can't go 5 feet without getting nailed by some crab or bug or robot or whatever this is. You know these things have a 4-headed penis? What's up with that? Luckily, Coolspot has a decent amount of health. Every time you get hit, his little animation starts to deteriorate more and more until he falls off the screen. I didn't count how many hits it takes, but I'd assume it's like 6 or 7. It seems like a lot, but look at all of this. How is any normal person supposed to avoid getting hit? You can't even inch your way around either, because this game has a time limit. A time limit. Why did anyone think this game needed a time limit? Alright, well, finally made it to the end of the first level. Let's just jump at the cage and free a brother, why don't we?
Am I stupid here? In any other game, you just jump into the goal, but here you just fall right through.
So apparently what you're supposed to do here is shoot 7 up at the cage. And not just anywhere either, but directly at the little lock right there. My bad, I guess, for not reading up on the Coolspot lore. Okay, well, that first level was kinda tough, but I'm sure level 2 won't be that much worse, right? Right? At the end of each stage, you have a chance to get an extra life based off of how many cool points you've collected, as well as how much time you had left over. Trust me, you're gonna need those extra lives, because a game over means your ass is getting sent back to level 1. Alright, here we have the obligatory cruise ship level, which is filled with all these damn rope worms. Now, I don't know much about worms, but I do know that my friend James had stomach worms once, and he got sent to the hospital, so I'm just gonna do my best to try and avoid these. Luckily, like most things in your body, you can kill them with copious amounts of 7-Up. Who knew? Or at least, that's what I would be saying if I could get on the damn rope to climb it. So get this, like in any other game, you'd think holding up would allow you to climb the rope, right? Wrong. In this game, holding up actively prevents you from latching on. Instead, you've got to press nothing and it latches on automatically. Truly ahead of its time, this game is. The cool points in this stage are all spread out awkwardly too. In the first level, it's all like, yeah, cool points. But here it's all like, Madam, would you please mind if I grab 1 cool point from, oh thank you so much. The enemy placement is totally whack too. You got these crabs that take 1,000,000 hits to take down, these damn mosquitoes swarming around, and those rope worms are nearly impossible to kill. You shoot directionally by holding up or down while mashing the shoot button, but that also makes you climb up and down, so you just end up getting hit anyways. Finally, some health. Let's just clear some of these enemies out of the way first so it's safe and... So yeah, if you don't grab the health immediately, it just flies away. Some terrible game design. Imagine if you're playing Mario 3 and when you hit the block, a mushroom comes out and darts in the opposite direction. Wait, that does happen. And it sucks there too. I don't even know what's going on in this level. I mean, you got Frogger just chilling in the background, Amelia Earhart dropping bombs on you, UFO platforms. What happened to the beach levels? This game started off feeling like you were at least in some sort of plausibly existing world, but now it's just evolved into some sort of fever dream. Now this level starts the trend of needing precision platforming to get to the end, and when your character jumps like Neil Armstrong trying to pass off a fake moon landing to the American public, it gets a bit tough. It's floaty is what I'm saying. One false step and you're falling all the way back down to the beginning of the level. That is, if you don't just fall in the water and drown. Yeah, bet that would be a different story if all that water was instead made of cool, delicious, and affordable 7-Up brand soda with the highest quality ingredients for fresh and thirst-quenching taste.
I can stop anytime I want to.
God, I can't get past this one part here, and that goose in the background is really starting to make me nervous. I feel like he's about to try and sell me hard drugs if I lose one more life. These strings here I assume are supposed to help you recognize where the platforms are, but since the entire level is moving upward, you have no idea whether you're jumping to something a foot below you or 100 feet below you, so you just have to keep making leaps of faith. Not to mention, you're getting bombed by literally everyone. Can you just let a man breathe? Oh yeah, and also every time Coolspot falls from a far distance it makes this weird orgasm sound. That'll never get old. Now the next level, if you can believe it or not, is another toy-themed stage. Guess they were just really stretching for ideas at this point. I think we're supposed to be in some sort of toy store, but there's also giant shoes laying around for some reason. I don't know. I gave up trying to make sense of this a while ago. As for the rest of this game, well, what do you expect? No, seriously, are you expecting anything else? Well, I hope not, because after this, you just play through the same level themes again, but in reverse order this time. So after level 5, you've seen pretty much everything else there is to see.
Now, I managed to get a few levels further than this, but I just couldn't take it anymore after a while. I got to level 7, I thought I was almost done, but there's 11 levels in the game. And after level 6, you've seen everything, so there's not even a point in continuing. That being said though, we aren't done here yet. Oh, no. You see, we still don't know what happens when you get to be 100% cool. Now, this is not going to be an easy task. No man has ever gotten to 100% coolness and lived to tell the tale. So this is going to require some extensive training. Let's do this. Well, it wasn't easy, but I think I'm finally ready to take on the challenge. Let's get this last dot.
Well, here we are, the final dot. Let's collect it and see what happens. That's it? It's just a load of points. What am I gonna do with that? Upload my score to Sega Genesis Live? What a load of donkey piss. I quit.
Alright, Mr. Cool Spot, this is what I think of your advertisements.